They say the worst betrayals come from the people you trust most. But no one, not even she, expected the truth to break open in the middle of a crowded gala, with wine dripping from her shaking hands and the man she believed had destroyed her career standing silent before her. What she didn't know, what absolutely no one in that room knew, was that the nobody she just humiliated was actually the secret owner of the company offering her the $800 million deal that was supposed to change her life forever. And the moment she finds out, everything, her marriage, her dreams, her identity, shatters and rebuilds in ways none of them could have imagined. Ava Beaumont had spent 10 years clawing her way out of the shadow of her past. From a childhood of instability to a young adulthood filled with nights designing products in her cramped apartment, she had finally risen to become one of the most innovative minds in the tech fashion industry. Her invention, fabric that responded to human emotion and body temperature, was on the verge of changing global manufacturing forever. At last, after years of rejection, she was being offered what she called the impossible dream, an $800 million partnership from the mysterious Titanes Corporation. Titanes was known worldwide for its secrecy, its power, its unmatched influence, and its unseen owner, simply known in headlines as the Ghost Executive. No one knew his face, not even high-ranking officials. Except one person. Her husband. Daniel Beaumont, quiet, observant, and always calm, had never been interested in the center stage. They had fallen in love not because he dazzled her with wealth or charm, but because he listened, truly listened, when no one else cared to. He made her tea when she came home exhausted, he stayed awake through nights helping her test prototypes, and he reminded her, over and over, that greatness didn't require applause, only persistence. But lately, something had changed. Daniel had grown more distant. He left early, came home late, and avoided questions about his mysterious work trips. Ava, exhausted by the upcoming deal negotiations, didn't push him. Not until the night of the celebration gala, the night she believed would define the rest of her career. This was the night Titanes would finalize the partnership. When she walked into the ballroom, draped in lights and vibrating with excitement, Ava felt for the first time that her sacrifices had been worth something. She searched for Daniel, hoping he would stand proudly by her side as she made the announcement. But instead, she spotted him at the far end of the room, laughing quietly with the board members of Titanes Corporation. She froze. Why was he with them? Before she could approach, a Titanes representative stepped onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Tonight, we welcome the visionary responsible for our newest acquisition, Ava Beaumont, and our CEO will join us shortly. Ava blinked. She had researched Titanes for months. They never revealed their CEO. Why now? Before she could find answers, a woman she recognized, a jealous rival in the industry, leaned close and whispered, "Isn't it embarrassing? Your husband pretending to be someone important just to feel included? You really let him drag you down." Something in Ava snapped. Fueled by stress, misunderstandings, and rising humiliation, she stormed toward Daniel. The entire room turned as she grabbed a glass of red wine from a passing tray and, with her heart racing faster than her thoughts, hurled it onto his crisp white shirt. "You couldn't let me have this moment, could you?" she cried. "Always hiding, always lying, why were you with them? Who do you think you are?" The room went silent, every board member, every guest, every reporter staring at the trembling woman who just publicly disgraced her own husband. Daniel slowly wiped the wine from his face. And for the first time, Ava saw him not as the quiet man she married, but someone holding a truth too big to hide. "Ava." His voice didn't rise, didn't tremble. "You deserve to know everything. But not like this." Then, before she could speak, security, executives, and assistants moved swiftly, bowing as Daniel walked through them. Bowing. To him. Ava's heart stopped. Who was her husband? Ava's world blurred as she followed Daniel out of the ballroom and into a private corridor she had never seen before. Her stomach twisted with confusion, shame, and fear. He opened a heavy glass door leading to a sleek, dimly lit office overlooking the city skyline. She had seen pictures of this room in magazines. This was the office of Titanies Corporation's anonymous owner. Her legs nearly gave out. "Daniel, why are we here?" He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he loosened his ruined shirt collar, revealing a small titanium emblem against his skin, the Titanies crest. "I tried to keep my world separate," he finally said. "I wanted you to love me without feeling pressured, without power imbalance, without the fear that I could control your dreams. Everything you earned on your own. I never wanted to change that." Ava stared at him, speechless. "I'm the owner of Titanies Corporation," he continued quietly. "The deal, the partnership, the opportunity, were approved by the board, not by me. They didn't know you were my wife. I kept it that way on purpose." Her breath hitched, heart pounding with a mix of disbelief and betrayal. "You mean, you own the company offering me the $800 million deal? You knew this whole time?" He nodded. "Yes. And I wanted to tell you. But I didn't want you to think your success was because of me." Her emotions collided: anger, heartbreak, humiliation, but also something deeper: realization. Daniel had never acted superior, never flaunted wealth, never made her feel small. Instead, he folded laundry, cooked dinner, and sat beside her during sleepless nights, quietly supporting her success. "I didn't want you to feel like you owed me," he added, voice cracking. "You're the most brilliant person I've ever met, Ava. I wanted you to shine without my shadow touching you." "But you lied," she whispered. "You hid who you were." He stepped closer, careful, almost afraid. "I hid my company. Not myself. Every feeling, every moment with you, was real." Tears finally spilled down Ava's cheeks. There, in the silence of the highest room in the tallest building he owned, she faced the most difficult question of her life. Could she forgive a man who lied in order to protect her freedom? The door suddenly opened. The Titanies board members entered. "Sir," one of them said to Daniel, "the deal cannot proceed until the misunderstanding is addressed." Ava wiped her face. "I'll address it," she said, surprising even herself. She stepped out onto the balcony overlooking the gala crowd. Her voice shook, but she stood tall. "I made a mistake tonight," she announced. "And I let fear speak louder than truth. But I will not let misunderstanding destroy something so important." The room murmured. Cameras rolled. Lights turned toward her. She looked back at Daniel, her husband, the hidden titan. "This deal moves forward," she said firmly. "Not because of who he is, but because of who I am." And in that moment she understood something profound. Love isn't about the secrets we keep. It's about the reasons behind them. And sometimes, those reasons come from love deeper than we can see. As Daniel reached for her hand in front of the world, the betrayal didn't vanish. But the healing began. Their story wasn't ending. It was only the beginning.